red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders, as well as known as ERPOs, are absolutely the worst thing that could possibly happen to an American citizen. They are, without doubt and without question, unconstitutional. They absolutely violate your 4th, your 5th, your 10th, your 14th Amendment rights. There is no due process. That's not true. Read the bloody laws. I have all of them. The government is going to pay your state to take away your guns. They're going to pay $100 million over 5 years so the government can come to your house and take your firearms and take away your kids. 17 states plus DC, not one state with red flag laws can tell you or will tell you how many kids they have taken away from parents. They will not give you that number. I have asked repeatedly. They don't even count. They will not put it on the books because they do not want you to know how many families they are destroying with red flag laws. And now they want to do it on a national level to take away even more people's kids. And they're paying this government to do it. The government, your state, has a reason to do it because they're taking away, they're getting paid $20 million a year, or that state's portion of $20 million a year, to take away your kids and your property. Have you gone out on a Friday night, say at about 5 o'clock, and you're out with your friends? You're having dinner and you have a beer. 1 beer per hour. You're out with your friends eating dinner at a restaurant, talking, relaxing for the weekend. You have 1 beer an hour and you're there from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock. 4 hours. So you wind up having 4 beers. According to the American Family Physician Foundation, that means that you drink too much alcohol. As a man, if you have 4 beers in 4 hours on one night, you drink too much, you have a problem drinking, which means, according to this bill and every one of the red flag laws in nations, you are now you're an alcoholic and an alcohol dependent, and that means that they have every right to take your property. Under S292, if you go all the way to the bottom, as I have in reading this through, it does mention that the Attorney General is going to give preference, affirmative preference, to all the Bureau of Justice assistant discretionary grant applications of a state that qualifies. So not only are they going to give you $20 million, everything you're going to ask for, everything that may be connected with you and the Attorney General, where you might have to, I don't know, you need funding for more police. You need emergency police. You need EMS workers. You want to pay for the pensions of the people who have retired. I don't know. Any of those kinds of things, they're going to go to the same Attorney General and they're going to look down the list and say, oh, but your state you're not taking away guns from the public. You don't get that money. That state, they are taking guns away from the public. We're going to give them the money we would have gave your state. Can you imagine that? You went there for Thanksgiving, qualified as being a family member and living in the household, and you had 4 beers, got an argument about football, and the next thing, the day after, instead of Black Friday, you're going out to go and buy some stuff. Black Friday is the government showing up at your door at usually somewhere between 5 and 8 a.m. in the morning, waking you up saying, give us your stuff, give us your children. By the way, go to court, find out what happened. I am terrified. If the news media want to sue me and say, I am taking this out of context. If Facebook wants to try and say, we're going to fact check you. I have done the research for 3 years, 8,000. I have 8,000 word, 20-page reports on this. I am willing to go to the wall. Sue me. please do. I want to go to court on this. I want to have the press and the public aware of the truth, because you're being lied to. You're not being told the truth, and this is important. And by the way, many of these politicians know that this is a bad law. Many of these politicians know that this is the consequence, that it is that easy to abuse this law. They know that. I have interviewed them on the record. I have published it where several have said point blank, they know this is a bad law. They know it has problems. They know that it's violating your rights, and they voted for it anyway, at least in New York State.